Hey folks, welcome to the XNA Roundup podcast. This is podcast number 6 and I'm your host Nick the Dude. Thanks for tuning in. Here at the XNA Roundup podcast, we find the best games on the Xbox Live Community Games tab and report back to you what's worth playing each and every week. Quick reminder that the best way to support the show is by subscribing via iTunes or YouTube. You can also link or embed our show on your blog, Twitter, or Facebook page. This week we return to form looking at 2 solid new releases on the Community Games tab. The first game we'll look at is the Gravity Effect, which uses a gravity manipulation game mechanic to enhance a platformer. The second game we're going to look at is ArkX. ArkX is an Arkanoid clone that distinguishes itself from the rest of the pack by introducing new twists on a classic game. Okay, we're heading to the reviews. We'll see you on the other side.
The Gravity Effect uses gravity manipulation and alternative gravity fields to expand on the puzzle platforming genre. Your character has the ability to manipulate gravity to help him make his way through the levels. You start off with very limited powers over gravity and collect power-ups to gradually enhance your abilities in different ways. In the beginning, your powers are very weak, almost imperceptible. I would have liked to see you receive your full powers for a limited time when you begin, to see the possibilities of what you might become. Control-wise, you use the trigger for jumping so your right thumb is free to use the analog stick to activate gravity bending around your character. You also have the ability, although limited, to manipulate the gravity around certain objects, sort of like the Force. There's a good amount of playtime here, although I feel the game lacks a consistent language or voice. In a typical retail game, you can feel it subtly guiding you in the right direction. There's little in the way of that here, and sometimes the harder levels feel overwhelming and discourage the player from trotting on. The Gravity Effect is one of the first games to come to the community marketplace with a level editor. Although there is no mechanism for sharing your created level online, it gives the game more replay value, and it's possible that some kind of community could develop if the creator were to add the functionality in a patch. Overall, I commend the developer's creativity employing gravity as the main game mechanic. I wouldn't be surprised to see other big-name developers steal this concept and incorporate it into their IP. Despite some of its flaws, the game is well worth the 200 points. ArkX is an Arkanoid or Brick Breaker clone that incorporates all the fun of the original with some new twists as well. Probably the coolest feature that ArkX has added to the brick breaking genre is the ability to manually launch as many balls as you have at your disposal. So if you have 5 lives, you can launch up to 5 balls. It may not always be the greatest idea, but it beats the sometimes long wait on similar games for the ball to make it back to your paddle. Another interesting element ArkX has added is the ability to determine when to use your power-ups as opposed to just activating them as soon as they are received. But maybe the most innovative twist is the inclusion of additional paddles located at the top and sides of the screen on some boards. This adds a lot of depth to what is traditionally a simplistic game. It's not hard to argue that Arkanoid-like games don't lend themselves to the control limitations of an analog stick and are really ideally suited for a mouse. But ArkX does a good job adapting to what's available. Multiplayer adds another dimension and a lot of value. Imagine Pong meets Arkanoid and then add up to 4 players. ArkX also incorporates a bonus system where players accumulate money for finishing levels quickly, which can then be redeemed in the game's store for bonus levels, new multiplayer modes, and more. With 40 plus boards, loads of cool power-ups, boss battles, imaginative levels, and a fun multiplayer mode, it's hard to ask for more out of 200 Microsoft points.
Alright folks, that's our show for this week. Thank you for tuning in. You can get show updates at twitter.com/XNA Roundup. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, email them to xnaroundup@gmail.com. Thank you very much and hope to see you next week.